Afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age 2. So, I guess we have to talk to the, what was his name? Like, Lord Siles? Or, yeah, Cyril. We have to talk to Lord Cyril. Um, yeah, so someone else should step in. So, I don't know why, maybe he not into Talus like that, which is probably the case. So let's see.
Tell the elf that her pleas are for nothing. She's pretty enough, I suppose. No doubt there are some men who would like that sort of thing.
Let's see here. But not you?
I thought you might be a man of refined tastes.
I heard the same of you, Monsieur Hawke.
Oh shit, man. It got real spicy here.
Talk again after the party.
You have it. Tell me you have it.
I have it.
Good. Then we can find the jewel and get this over with.
Okay, yeah, let's alright. Second thoughts?
You don't sound that excited.
It's simply been a long time coming. That's all.
This jewel is that important to you?
Yes, I suppose it is. I want this part of my life finished.
Okay, let's go.
This is our best chance, while everyone is occupied.
Right you are.
Yeah, because even if we have her continue to be part of the party, once this DLC is over and done with, that's it. Dragon Age 2 is finished. So let's talk to Comtesse Dulcie de Lancet.
Champion, I cannot thank you enough for your kindness to my poor Emile. I may have to enlist your services in finding him again. You were so good at it before.
Oh no, don't tell me
When he was in the circle, he wrote to me every day. Now I get nothing. Not a word.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's probably just busy. You'll hear from him sooner or later.
But what is he wearing? He didn't take any respectable clothes with him. He will disgrace the family. I cannot bear to think of this any longer. Good day, messer.
Yeah, she does no favors coddling her son up like that. Because that would just make him weak-willed. Okay. But I guess before we head on over, let's see if there's anyone else worth talking to. Lady Elegant, the potion lady back in Kirkwall. Let's see, Pantegan.
Yes, Isolde, I'll tell him the story about the undead. Please, excuse me, Cyril.
Okay, Gabrielle?
You did well, Cyril. Perhaps there is a hunter in you after all.
Of course there is. We've hunted Darkspawn, we've hunted High Dragons, Quinari, the Arashok, name it, Hawke has assassinated it.
All set.
Huh. Funny with the echo. Alright, let's see what's inside.
What in the name?
There's no need for you to die today, friend. Just move on. You never saw us.
Alright, cold. Fortunately, he had to die.
You could have walked away.
Alright. Why so concerned?
Of course he didn't walk away. That'd be a bad trait in a guard.
I know that.
It's not like his family can say, we thought he only had to bake cookies.
There are other paths. They do not all need to lead to the same destination. Enough. We're here for the heart. I'd like to do this quietly. Alert as few guards as possible. What do you think?
I agree.
Let's do it quietly. We shouldn't get into fights if we don't have to.
I'm glad you agree. Let's go.
Somehow I don't think that's going to go as planned.
This part of the chateau will be crawling with guards. We'll have to try our best to keep out of sight. Or we could try to create distractions. provided you're good at throwing stones.
And if all else fails, we'll give them a sharp knock on the head.
Right, of course. Just try not to do it all the time. All right, I'm ready when you are. Be quick, but careful.
Okay, so... Alright, distract... Okay, so let's see here. Distract draws a guard's attention away to a specific area. Use it... Well, I was too slow. Okay, so... Let's see here. So Hawke tosses a small rock at the targeted area, luring the nearest guard away to investigate the noise. Okay, guess that works. Kind of curious. I want to get that item now.
We're fine. Let's keep going.
Let's see here. How about we throw that... That's not what I meant to do. Huh. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting. There is no one here. Okay. So let's see here. Don't you wish you could have been invited to the Duke's party? Oh, everything is so splendid here. And so Orleans, the decorations, the company, the food. And just thinking about the wine sends me into a giddy fit. The Duke spares no expense. Truly, I hear he has it brought in from Valchavon. God, these Orlesian names. Just for these parties. He has whole crews of thick, simple-minded Ferelden's to carry his barrels of wine up the mountain. And they're too stupid to know what they carry is worth more than what they earn in a year. It's so funny. Fifi and I actually saw the laborers. One rolled down the mountain and crashed to the bottom. It was such a shame. I almost died seeing all the gorgeous red seeping into the ground. Or maybe that was from the laborer. Well, whatever. So this is written by Babette de Lancet to her brother. Interesting. So this was written by Lancet to Emile, which is the Lancet mother who was worried about her son. Okay. So we are going to wait for him. I was curious how they were going to...
Try to be more careful.
Yeah, I know. I was curious how they would handle sneak. Yeah, perfect.
Did you hear about the Duke's meeting with the Empress?
I never listen to court gossip. That'll get you killed, my friend.
Okay, it's temporary disabled. Yeah, okay, so that works. Okay, so incapacitate knocks a guard out, allowing you to search his body. Use it now to see.
Can't speak now. I have too much to do preparing the banquet and Leopold's dinner. You don't want to see her wither and go hungry. If you need something, ask one of the servants. Well, why are you still bothering me?
You're needed in the garden.
There's a problem in the courtyard. Something about a poisoned comtesse. The servants were looking for you.
A maker's breath. What have those useless elves done now? I suppose I'd better deal with this.
Yeah, you go deal with the problem. Get out of here. Alright, Chef's Log. Alright, an interesting entry in the cook's journal that might help with contaminating Leopold's food. Huh. Tried a new seasoning for the crepes this morning. A bunch of lutefisk, a few slices of old cheese, and a lot of navette. Gave the Duke the runs all day. Note to yourself, not so much next time. So, just poisonous food. Alright, hold on. Let's see here. A bunch of lutefisk, a few slices of old cheese. Lutefisk, slices of old cheese, and navette. Okay. Lutefisk. Hold on, let me, I'm so dumb. A bunch of lutefisk, a few slices, okay. And then a few slices of old cheese. Okay. And then there was a lot of navette. Okay, let me try this again. And then let's see here. Don't know if that's the way I'm supposed to do it. Note to yourself, not so much navette next. How do we do this? Okay, an interesting. Tried a new season for a bunch of. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually how I'm supposed to do this. Because that's just the mixture. This is weird. Alright, so let me just do this. Add 2 parts. Does that work? Yeah, this is so weird. I don't want to like look online and see how do you do this quest, but I'm not entirely sure either if I'm doing this right. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. So Dragon Age 2, hard to stomach. So let's see here. Okay, so I need. That's what. Okay, so I was going OD on the food. Okay, so 4 lutefisks. All right. Then 3 slices of cheese. And then 5 navettes. Okay, so maybe we have to... Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so all of them have to be gathered. Okay, so it's not individually. So... 4... 3... And then 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Alright, and then Leopold's food.
I think Leopold's going to be an unhappy wyvern after that.
Huh. Well, sucks to be him now. Ooh, let's see here. So we got a chest. All right. Perfect. So we got the key. I don't think there was anything else, yeah, because that was just that over there. Probably don't want to, like, incapacitate them.
Oh, my head. What was that about?
You're making this more difficult than it has to be.
Oopsie. Okay, let's see here. So I thought it just, like, it just killed them, but I guess not. It just knocks them unconscious.
Try not to be seen.
Okay, so no. If only we had a actual sneak skill. I mean, there is a skill, but it's like I didn't put any points into that. Ooh, look at that chest. I want it. So let's see here. Ah, this is only for Decimus Hawke. Okay. Critical chance. Let's see.
What was that scrabbling noise?
And then... Perfect. So let's see what's inside now.
That tea was too cold.
Oh, of course. It's either too hot or too cold.
Huh.
Or a bed's either too soft or too lumpy.
Nothing is ever just right with her. What a bitch.
So I guess even fellow Elysians get tired of their own.
Here, let's move.
Okay, so love
There's
poem.
no copper marigolds, but I think Aveline would want to see this.
Wait. What's going on? So... Oh. Yeah, because, you know, she's probably wanting... She's awkward when it comes to Donic. Okay, in uncertainty find infinite possibility. Old or Elysian sane. Okay, let's see here. Oopsie.
Try to be more careful.
Yeah, I'm not much of a sneak. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Try to be more careful.
Man, I'm trying, man. Let's go through here.
I can't do that.
Well, if it requires a key, I know what that means. Gotta be a key around here somewhere. Ah!
You're making this more difficult than it has to be.
So much for me being a stealth character. No, no one's here. You saw no one.
Cursed rats.
All right, let's see here. Don't think there's any. What the hell?
Maybe a garden party. But you will see anything.
This vault is someone got past.
These heartless
Huh.
slaves to fashion.
Looks like they're planning something. Something about waging war, something about regarding these heartless slaves to fashion would wear your skin as a caveat. So maybe like the elves, or maybe they're talking about the Ferelden's, because I know Ferelden and Orlais were once enemies.
Would wear your skin as a cravat if they could. Never forget that. Every one of you will be prepared for battle. Do not relax for an instant.
I don't think I can do that.
Whoops. So I guess we just don't. We have to. Oh boy. So I'm gonna have to. Well, I guess if they do catch me. Ooh, another chest.
But careful.
Alright, let's see. What's in here? Anxiety. I have a lot of that. Immunity to critical hits. Yeah, we should have done this, like, before, I guess, I want to say, we should have done this in Act 2. Because some of those would have been really helpful then. Yeah, it's this way. Said it was a balcony key, so yes. There we go.
That should do it.
Alright, sweet. So let's see. Where is the next area we want to go? Looks like it's gonna be over there.
You didn't try the cheese, did you?
Are you joking? It tastes of despair. I'm not a madman.
Huh. And we just poisoned the cheese. Okay, bust of the outlaw bearded beast. Alright, let's... Alright, okay, let's see here. So, what in this fearsome visage appeals to us? What virtue can this otherwise uncouth and generally suspect creature inform? Raw, fiercely bearded aggression, not so much carved as inflicted by the chisel. Common humor claims that the whole figures are carved, then sundered to the bust. The limbs used to beat the form from the next sculptor's block. Examples are common and deliberately crude. None claim to be an accurate representation of a specific person, and the name is irrelevant, often stolen from the fears of the day. So, if it is not the honoring of a villain turned folk hero, what is left to discern? What does this say about the manners of court? That beneath is an affection for such uttered and brutal images of strength. What is hidden by this beard? So they're so they're like, I guess it's like yeah, this is no one important. It's not a villain, but you know, we put them in our sophisticated courtrooms because you know the politics in Orlais is just filled with brutality and just, you know, stabbing each other in the back, I guess. It's like it's a dog eats dog world. And this was by this is The Beast as a collected by June Edmund Esser, I think. But it's cool we're getting more information on Orlais, considering it's you don't really know a whole lot about it, at least in we hear things about Orlais, but we don't necessarily go to Orlais. I think you do an Origins with Lyanna's with her DLC, but I never did that, so. But yeah, but there's really just it's always been shrouded in mystery to me.
All set.
All I know is they Ferelden and Orlais were not friends. They were like bitter enemies.
Just put it back on the plate and cover it up with some gravy.
So let's see here. So it looks like we're getting closer to our target. That's flickering, huh? Okay, Stamina of Drought, a Library of Distinction. It was with no small flair that Duke Prosper de Montfort offered a home to the exiled Esme de Jolie's considerable library of social graces, including the ever-grown volumes of courtly prominence, so carefully logged by the dedicated scholars of Her Majesty's intimate circle. It was an act of charity to a former enemy that, while earning a considerable influence, was no small expense of delivery. De Montfort downplayed these elements with customary charm, insisting that he accepted this burden with the increase in status firmly second among his considerations. It is an honor to be honored when literary lineage is the true benefactor. De Jolie can rest well knowing that I hold his treasured tomes, where none shall harm or read them. If he is allowed to encroach upon Orlesian territory at some distant time, perhaps he can petition to visit them. So, from my understanding, I'm guessing the Duke was offered, so he was offered this. Let's see here. Offered a home to the exiled Esme de Jolie's. So he offered a home to this exile. Not Duke. The Duke himself was an exile, which wouldn't make sense. Like, okay, if he is a Duke, why would he even have any sort of influence? So, and then apparently this is an act of charity to a former enemy, the Esme de Jolie. And I guess, I don't know, man. He's like trying to make it as if he's trying to be smooth about it, I guess, but it's clear that this is basically taking someone's exiled home and everything, and then saying oh, I'm safeguarding these tomes, and it's like if they want it, they can petition to visit them. Basically, it'll be fine, no one will touch it, but if they want to come and visit, if they want to come and see these tomes again, they got to petition or something. Kind of like acting as if he's safeguarding them, but clearly he's enjoying the luxuries of this exiled home. Yeah, it is an honor to be honored when literally lineage is a true benefactor, knowing that I hold his treasure. Yeah, so it seems like De Jolie was exiled. So they were kicked out of their family home for whatever reason. And the Duke was granted this mansion. Because he can't just have no one, I guess, living in it. Wouldn't be surprised if, there's some reason that they're responsible for that exile to be an exile. But that's enough yapping about that. Wait. Hold on. Are we going the right way? Yeah, because we came in that way, so... Let's see here. Or did we? Yeah, okay. There's a lot of lore to read up on here with Orlais, but it's like, hey man, with how little I know about it, it's good that they're putting Orlais in the spotlight. Okay, so Lady Amadine Duval arrived at the court of Emperor Cornantine, aged only 15, and by all accounts took it by storm. Her bright gold hair, expressive eyes, and graceful mannerism endeared her to all. The Emperor's sister, Lady Charlotte, wrote, "Little Amandine is a true delight, such sparkling wit, and oh, these dainty, those dainty feet fitting across the ballroom. She is spring come upon our tired court." The adoration did not last long, however. Not a year after her arrival, little Amandine became enchanted with a bard who taught her swordplay, amongst other things. Being young and nimble, Amandine took to blades like a fish to water. Seduced by the life of romance and high adventure, she ran away from court, dressed as a boy. In the years that followed, Amandine became a sailor, highway robber, and a courtesan. Once she was betrothed to the emperor's cousin. Okay, so she got tired of the life as a where is it? Yeah, so it's just like the emperor's sister. Yeah, so I guess she got tired of like the royalty life, and she wanted, she wanted her adventure. She wanted to, go out there and go on adventures, fight, and she, yeah, she was many things: robber, courtesan, sailor. So it's definitely the black sheep among her family, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Ooh, she looks pissed. Old lady. Okay, portrait of the Dowager. And then Pride and Rider. Okay, so let us see here. Okay. The Orleasians have a saying: "You must dance with the Dowager if you want to play the game." To a foreigner, this might sound like some sort of proverb. In fact, Dowager Lady Mantillon has been one of the most influential members of the imperial court for over 30 years. Nobody advances in the game without her favor. The rumors surrounding her are many. She was Emperor Florian's mistress. She was Florian's assassin. She placed Empress Celine on the throne. She once killed a rival with only harsh words. She rules Orlais from the shadows. One thing is certain, however: if you must have the best society in Orlais, ask a dance of the Dowager. So, basically, if you want to get by in Orlais, you gotta make a dance with the Dowager or something. Or I don't know if it's a real dance or it's like some kind of power play. But Pride and Rider. Okay, an image in oil of the last peer Anderfell stabled at court before the practice of mounted sport fell from favor. This is an absolutely iconic and typical example of the artist. The work preserves the true majesty of a species that, while in abundance of their natural plains, becomes exotic to a people who eschew mounted travel in their daily existence. An ambitious work often referred to as Pride and Rider. It is part of a series of similarly themed canvases which, for reasons known only to the creator, were labeled and went the Griffin. So this is talking about the Griffins then? Because I know in Origins the Griffins were like near extinct, and obviously in Veilguard they start coming back.
Quickly, over here.
I don't think this is where we need to go. There is an Orlesian guard.
What's the matter?
I don't want to talk about it. Let's simply find the jewel and be done with this.
Okay.
A
must be hearing things.
Yes, you are, sir. Sit down. Be quiet. Oh, crap. We're...
Try to be more careful.
That's the way we came, I think. I am so confused on where to go. No,
Blackouts, keeping me off patrol.
that's not right. We need to... Yeah, so we do need to go up here. Okay. Get in.
Someone's here.
No, no one's here.
Cursed rats. Thieves in the chateau.
Oh my god.
Try to be more careful.
I'm trying, but this is not as easy as you make it out to be.
Nodded off, I suppose. Hit the floor hard enough. I must be hearing things.
Oh boy, so this is going to be quite the challenge.
Keeping me off patrol.
No, 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 no. I'm not over here.
What was that?
Alright, perfect.
Not going to happen.
Well, at least we made it over here. Uncertainty. Enemies drop better equipment, more coin, 1 XP. Eh. I don't need a level up.
Oh, my head. What was that about?
Alright, so I guess we need a guard captain. Yeah, so we need to talk to him. Or not talk to him, but... Balcony key.
10 hours in this armor, man's gonna... So, that's my bloody story.
Alright, cool. Finally, we made it.
Done.
Be careful.
About to end this too, since we're just about at 40
Nodded
minutes.
off, I suppose.
This is it.
Okay, so looks like we're going to... That's the vault. Alright, I'm gonna end it here, guys. So on part 52, I think? Yeah, I think 52. We are gonna see what's inside that vault. Take it, run like hell probably, and I'm guessing that's... And I'm guessing then Oliver or Lay is going to be on our... it's going to be on Hawke's ass because we just took a precious gem from them. But yeah, I shall catch you on the next one. Take care.